Hey everybody, this is Mr. K. I know I said I was done making videos for the year, but I thought maybe I would put together one quick video that'll only take a minute to explain to you what your last test is going to look like. Just to give you some instructions, I made a decision that, for two reasons. I made a decision that I was going to use the Edsby test maker to make the last test for all four of my classes, and I did that for two reasons. Number one, they have told us that we're stuck with this Edsby, so it is kind of my job to learn how to use it, so this is kind of my last chance since this is the last test for all my classes and the year is over. So I thought, well, let's get this going and learn how to use this thing. Secondly, last or 2 weeks ago, I guess, when all the tests from all four of my classes were rolling in at the end of the last unit, I think I spent so much time when I was marking them staring at a screen that I gave myself rather severe eye strain. So I actually had to take a couple days off and like sit in the dark. So this time I thought, you know what, I'll use this Edsby to make multiple choice tests that the computer can just mark for me, as long as it took a little bit of time to make them, but a lot less than the time it takes to mark all your work. Over the last couple months, I've seen plenty of your work as you've handed it in, so I think for the last assessment it's cool that we just do this as multiple choice. Now, what I found is that Edsby is not particularly useful. I mean, Edsby has its things that it's good at. I do like it as an attendance program. It's better than the old one we had. I do like some of the other things about it, but boy, when it comes to making tests, you'd think they didn't know what math and science is. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Here's the first thing. The first thing is it has an equation editor. Here, I'll show you. Here's the student preview for you students in Intro Calc. As you can see, this is what Edsby thinks math brackets should look like. And I found that this equation editor was really glitchy, though. Sometimes things look stupid like this. Sometimes they just didn't print out properly. It didn't come out properly. So I gave up very quickly, and then I started doing this and just copying in pictures for the questions. Then the next problem is you can't, for the answers, put in math symbols. So for you guys in grade 11 Intro Calc, for example, I couldn't even put in the infinity symbol. I had to type in infinity. I know, that's just lame, isn't it? But for you guys in grades 10 and 12, MEAP and Intro Calc, and Pre-Cal, there's some other things that I need to point out to you about the way I type things. Like, for example, when I'm typing in the answer field, when I'm typing out the questions, I just cut and pasted them from the Word files that I had. So, but when I was typing the answers, I couldn't type x squared. In the answer fields, I can't even use I guess that's called a superscript, right? So I have to type it the old way you do it on a typewriter. This is x squared in your answers. I'll show you an example in a sec. For you grade 10s in MEAP, where the whole unit is about radicals, I can't even type square root of 3. Oh, this is supposed to be a 3. There we go. I can't type the square root of 3. That's how I have to type square root of 3. And then similarly, cube root of something, cube root of x would be CRT for cube root of x. Trust me, in the days long before word processors, like in the 80s, this is how we used to have to type things. It's so nice that this Edsby program is bringing back fond retro memories for me. Last one, grade 10s, if I have to type a radical that's mixed like this, I would type it as a 2, and that's what I have to use for a multiply symbol in the answer field. So 2 times the square root of 3, just like that, get it? So here, let me show you what that looks like. This is my Intro Calc test. Here's my test for you guys, grade 10s. So notice when I'm typing in a question, I can do that, but when I'm typing the answer, again, there we go, that says 10 square root 2. Right? And that says 5 square root 4. That says 2 square root 5. And so your test is going to look like that. Grade 12s, your test is going to look pretty similar. Again, I just cut and pasted in questions. Oh, that's how I have to type a fraction. That's a slashy fraction. Yeah, anyway, that's how it works. Diagrams and everything up front, and the answers have to be just simple words or simple numbers. Now, one last thing, and this is for all three of my classes. When you're doing the test, order of both the questions and the numerical answers will get shuffled from student to student. So, for example, let's go back to the grade 10 test here. So this is your question. This is the question number 1 I'm looking at right now. But when you get the test, that might not be your question 1. In fact, I have more questions typed in than are going to actually be used in the test. You might not even see this question. It might not be question 1 or 2 or 3 or 20. It might not even show up. So this will not necessarily be number 1. Also, it's going to randomize the answers. So this order of the answers you select won't be the same. This order of the answers you select won't be the same. And what I really want you to pay attention to is when there's a numerical set of answers. Like, for example, this, well, maybe that's not a good idea. Let me find some numerical answers here. There. So if this question pops up on your test, this might not be 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be 4, 2, 3, 1 or 2, 3, 1, 4. It'll randomize the answers. There is no way to tell the program to randomize the answers for some questions and not others. And of course, I couldn't put this kind of typing into the answer field because all you can type in this answer field is just simple answers. So barring those couple of things, this should work pretty well. You open the test in Edsby, you do the test, you submit it. Again, look at what it says on my blog and on Edsby for what your deadlines are. I have to get report card marks in by next week. I think by first thing, is it Wednesday? Yeah, I think by Wednesday at the end of the day, I have to have report card marks in. So I did need something I could mark fast, and this, well, Edsby should mark it for me. If there's anybody out there who can't actually access the Edsby test, it's just not working for you, you don't have the technology at home, I would not recommend trying to do this on your phone. I would recommend doing it on, at the very least, a iPad or a tablet. Computer would be better. But if for whatever reason Edsby and your personal technology are not being friends, email me or message me on Edsby, and I will send you a PDF copy of the test. I'm actually working on that tonight. Everything else is ready. So please make sure that you've watched through this video, you understand the instructions. Message me if you have any questions, and otherwise, good luck with everything, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.